What's up, guys? We're back here with another first Descendant video, and today in this video I'm going to be talking to you guys about what you should do once you get through the main story of the game and you've entered into hard mode. So let's get right into it. So you've just beaten all the bosses, you've now entered on the map, you've hit the hard mode of the game, world difficulty hard. What do you do next? So this is where the game really begins, to be completely honest with you. So obviously once you hit hard mode, you unlock all these bosses, which I haven't gotten through them all because I've been doing some grinding. But so I've gotten through, I'm onto the fourth hard boss so far. But this is where you ultimately need to figure out a few things. So the first main thing I would say you need to figure out is what is your favorite Descendant? Who do you see yourself using long term? You can even come up with a couple if you would like. Like for example, I'm sorry, I just figured out how to do English. For example, my first guy is probably going to be Ajax. I'm personally grinding for Ultimate Ajax, so I'm trying to get him. So that's one of my characters I want to focus on. And then the other character I haven't really figured out. I'm not sure if I'm going to do Lepic or if I'm going to do somebody else. But in this example, all my examples are going to be using Lepic because I have him maxed out currently. So that's the first thing. Figure out what your main Descendant or couple Descendants that you want to do to work on is. So, for example, I'm using Lepic. So this is where this is where the grind really begins. So I am currently level 40, and I'm going to go down to the Descendant module. So Descendant module, if you haven't started using modules, modules are very, very, very important. It's what makes your guns and your characters extremely strong. So what comes with hitting max level is now we need to grind as much as we possibly can to get our characters as powerful as possible. So how do you do that? Over here in this side, so once you hit level 40, which as you guys can see in the top left, I am a level 40 Lepic. This is where the I would call it, I don't know if you want to call it prestige, or you're going to be resetting your level. So over here you go to assign module socket. This is where, so I currently have these two set, but if you don't know what this means, if you go over here, so right now these are the different modules that I am currently using. So right now, you see how these two are green? That's because they already have a specific socket. But in reality, as you can see, the capacity cost on this one is 6, and the capacity cost on this one is 10, but because I have them in their correct socket, they only take up 5 slots, and this one only takes up 3. So for this example, this one here has 16. So my capacity cost is 16, and as you can see, the module socket type is Ruttle. I don't know if I said that correctly, but you guys get the drift. So that means I need to go over to module addition settings, if this is the one I would like to do. Right now this is my current build, so I think I'm going to do that, but I haven't ultimately decided if I'm going to use the material on Lepic yet or not, but let's say I was. So as you guys can see, like I said, the module socket type is Ruttle. So then we want to go over here, go to assign module socket, and then you would click this and drag it to whatever one, well, I guess it'd be, you just click again. So as you guys can see, if I use one of my crystallization catalysts, which I only have 2 left, you would assign that specific socket to that specific square. And therefore, where I have as 16, it taken up 16 of my capacity points, it's going to drop that. I don't know the exact number it's going to drop it to, but it's going to drop. Let me see if it does say. No, it does not say. But like I said, as it shows 16 currently, but it would drop. I guess I could show you on my weapon because I did it on my weapon and it was 16. So before I did the module upgrade on my weapon, it was 16, and when I used it now it's dropped to 8. So I would assume it's probably the same thing. So if I would do the assign module socket and I would do this one and I put it in here, you would the first thing it says to you, assign a socket type resets the Descendant level. So I go from level 40 back to 1. That's kind of why I said it's kind of like a prestige, because ultimately it's going to make your character stronger because you now have more capacity points to use on other mods or make your mods even stronger. And realistically, if you look at this, you could do it 1, 2, 3. I mean, I would assume you could do it on the... Yeah, you can. So you realistically can prestige one character. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ultimately, you could grind and prestige or reset your character 12 times, which is insane. And you're going to... Why this is so important is because, like I said, you're going to have so much extra points. Also, if you haven't already, max out your melee thing because it gives you more capacity points as well. I'm sure most of you guys already know that, but this is basically free. But nevertheless, currently I have 2 sockets in there, so I would consider this I am on Prestige 3 is how I would look at it. Obviously, I'm using COD terms, but you guys get the drift. So that's the first part of the hard or the end game or hard mode is we're grinding for whatever character or descendants that you are wanting to work on. You're gonna have to grind the crap out of them. That's where this game gets the grind from. So I would pick 1 or 2, maybe even 3 people that you really enjoy. Like I personally am gonna do Ajax because I think Ajax is a very good legend to do if you play solo a lot because obviously he has 2 big shield abilities. So I like his kit. I think that would be... I play a lot by myself currently. So I think his kit would be very good. And if they ever add raids, kind of like Destiny, I think his kit would be very useful. So that's why I'm going to use Ajax, and then I'm going to choose some sort of DPS player. I haven't fully decided. I've been using Lepic the whole entire time, but I think I haven't really decided which is my next Descendant that I'm going to use. So then, after Descendant comes your guns, and again, same kind of thing. So I know I'm going to be using this Tamer. This Tamer is my absolute favorite gun I have ran across so far. And there's so many different things that come with weapons. So we have the same kind of drill. I've actually done it on this one. I just did it a second ago. So you grind your weapon up to, I believe it's 30 or 40 proficiency. As you guys can see, I just leveled this up, so I'm back to proficiency 1. So if you go to settings, same kind of thing. You go over to the module edition settings. You go over to assign socket, and I just assigned this one. So what that did was made this go from 16 points to 8, so that gave me an additional 8 points. I did upgrade something, so that's why it only says 6 right now. But so I could potentially do this for every single socket, which is another what, 10? So I would have to grind this weapon 10 times and reset it 10 different times on one weapon that I would like to use. So that's another grind. And on top of that, I'm using more of this really important material, which it's not the easiest thing to grind for. You're going to have to grind for these because you're going to need them a lot. Because think about this. Every single time you either upgrade a prestige weapon or your Descendant, you're using those and you're going to have to grind for more. Then on top of that, so you're going to have to do this for your primary weapon. You're going to have to do this for your secondary weapon, and you're going to have to do this for your third weapon. So you're going to be grinding ARs, and if you're prestiging it 10 different times, you're going to be doing the same thing for whatever your secondary is. So it's going to be, this at a minimum is resetting 30 times. Then another, however many we said over here. How many did we say over here? 12. So 30 and 12. So 42 prestiges, realistically, if you don't ever change your weapons or your Descendant. And then on top of that, if you guys don't know, you can also, you see these different abilities on the guns. Like, for example, it says bonus firearm attack versus Order of the Truth, weak point damage, armor, firearm attack, and firearm critical hit damage. You can also reset those things. If you guys don't know how to do that, I can also show you. It'll just be a really quick thing here. So what you do is you go over to weapon level transmission, I believe is what this one. Nope, wrong one. I don't think this is the right one. Which one is it? Maybe it is this one. Let me just check here. No, this is not the right one. Let's try the second one. I already did it a few times on this gun, so I know it's one of these. Yep, it's okay. It's the second one. So now, realistically, you can just farm for these. You can craft them in the researcher. It does take a long time, like, to craft them. So I think for 40, it took like 8 hours or something like that. It might have been a little less than that, but something like that. But basically, what you do. So let's say I want to keep this weak point damage. You can lock it and then re-roll just 3 just the 3 of them, but it costs more. That's where it gets tricky. So let's say you got 2 of them you like. You can lock 2 of them, but again, it costs more. Let's say you got 3 of them you really like, and you want to lock the 3rd one down. It costs 20 just to roll 1 ability. So that's where this gets a little bit tricky. But yeah, you can continue to keep rolling it, and again, you can do this on every single weapon. So it's just, this game is one heck of a grind. You have a lot to grind for in this game. So sorry for the frame drops. I've been trying my best to get rid of my frame drops, but I'm still running into it. And then another thing, I would say this is one of the last things I have to talk about is I'm sure all you guys know how to grind for different Descendants, but if you don't know and you need me to make a video, just let me know and I'll make a video. Another thing is to try to get sets of items. So as you got for the external components. So for example, I have 2 of the pieces for the supernova. If I get all 4, you get different abilities, as you guys can see there. Because I have 2 pieces of my electric skill power modifier is plus 8.6%. Obviously, this set is not good on my specific character, but something like for Bunny, for example, this will be a pretty good kit for it. And then if I would get all 4 pieces, I would have all the listed items below. It would be Sealed Power Modifier plus 12%, Electric Skill Attack upon enemy inflicted with Execution, activates Executioner's Thunderbolt at the target's location, dealing additional electrical damage equivalent to 100% of the Skill Power Modifier, cooldown 2 seconds at a 50% chance. I think that is, I only have 2 of the pieces currently. But there's more. There's other. There's not just one set of this type of gear. So I think right here, this one's called the Polar Night Processor, and I have 2 of it. This one is for the ice. So I don't remember what her name is. I think it's Viessa or something like that. That one would be good for her because she is an ice ascendant or descendant. But yeah, there's different sets. So that's another thing you could start grinding for. But other than that, I mean, I'm sure I'm missing stuff. I'm sure there's more. This game's very complex, so there is a lot to do. But yeah, it's you grinding and leveling up is going to be your best friend. If you guys don't know the fastest way of leveling up, there's a mission in Special Operations Terminal that you can grind characters from level 1 to 40 very quickly. So I would recommend doing that. But I think that is everything I got to cover. I hope you guys did enjoy. If there's anything I missed, let me know down below in the comments. I can, if you let me know, I can do some more research into it, and maybe even making a second video on it. But that being said, guys, everyone hit the like button, hit the sub button. I also plan on I'm gonna start making some videos on Once Human that just came out. So I plan on bouncing between the first Descendant and then Once Human currently, because I have a main 2K channel. And then now I have this channel that is a variety of games. So I'm going to try, right now, the 2 games I'm going to be bouncing between is this one and Once Human. So if you guys do enjoy, hit the like button, hit the sub button. I appreciate y'all. You guys all have a wonderful rest of your night. Peace!